Being together warms the soul. Keep the winter fun going. Help protect yourself and those around you by keeping your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
What's happening around you? Hear about state events, businesses, and from the people behind them on the Megacast, an hour-long TV, radio, and streaming show keeping you informed on the day-to-day news. Listen in on talks with volunteer groups, documentarians, and financial advisors, Monday to Friday with your host, Tyler Kieft. Catch the Megacast weekdays from 10 a.m. to 11 on Civic Center TV, 89.3 Lakes FM, and streaming on mymytv.com.
Many people are feeling overwhelmed and struggling with mental wellness these days. So be kind to your mind. Give yourself permission to breathe. Share your feelings. You are not alone. Have hope. Talk to a Stay Well counselor for free confidential help 24/7 through the COVID-19 hotline.
Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Good morning and welcome to The Splash Live. Dave Scott in our Civic Center TV studios on this snowy Monday in the greater West Bloomfield area. Very good to have you with us. Thank you for joining us. You have found an hour and a half of live local programming right here on Civic Center TV and all of our outlets. Starts out with The Splash Live, which we've been doing for quite a long time now, and now is a daily television show every Monday through Friday at 9:30. Tyler Kieft is in this morning at 10 o'clock with the Megacast. We've been doing this show for several years as well. It was born out of the COVID crisis and lives on today. Another very local program, so it's an hour and a half of live local programming for you each and every day right here on all of our outlets. And those are cable channel 15 on Comcast. If you're a Comcast subscriber, we've been there for over 20 years and invite you to tune in this morning or at any time for Civic Center TV. You can also find Civic Center TV on Comcast channel 99. There's a menu system. Kind of fun actually to go in there and look at all the local municipal television channels around Metro Detroit, but go into the menu. We hope you pick us first, and you can select any of the greater West Bloomfield communities, West Bloomfield, Keagle Harbor, Sylvan Lake, or Orchard Lake, and you will find our programming. You can also find us at civiccentertv.com. Go to the webpage. Lots of useful information, all of the archives of our programs, a bunch of interesting material there, our program lineup, and a whole lot more. And of course, you can watch us live on Civic Center TV. It being the social media age, you'll find us today and every day on Facebook in the morning. Just go to Civic Center TV 15, and you'll also find us on YouTube. And we say good morning and thank you for tuning in with both hands on the wheel at 10 and 2 if you're driving right now and you are tuned in to 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you very much for tuning into our own very local radio station. Somebody just said in my ear, Dave, it's not 10 and 2 anymore. It's 9 and 3. When did that change happen? Oh well. Well, be careful driving. It is a little snowy in the greater West Bloomfield area. Let's take a look at our weather. How about that snow we got yesterday? My goodness, a couple of inches in some of the lakes communities, a little less in others. Certainly enough that you had to get out and clear the sidewalk and the driveway and get things cleaned up a little bit. We have more snow falling today. I don't think quite as much, but we'll keep an eye on it. Currently, only 29 degrees. Will warm up above freezing, and we'll get to 35 degrees, back to 29 tonight, and pretty much carbon copy throughout the next couple of days here weather-wise. 36 our high tomorrow, so slightly warmer, maybe not as much precip. And then on Wednesday, snow, and mainly snow. Will continue with the high only getting up to 33 degrees. So as we get into late January, we are into really a very typical weather pattern. So we have an awful lot for you in the program today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today is a West Bloomfield Township Board meeting, and there's an awful lot of importance on the agenda for tonight. So we're going to take a look at a couple of the agenda items here and get you ready. The way it looks like I'll be going to the board meeting tonight, Kirk, because there's an awful lot to report on, and we'll be able to give you more feedback on what happens tonight, tomorrow morning, right here on the program. Let me grab my glasses here and start with this, something very interesting, a recognition tonight for Brock Vintner. And Brock has set up these things, they're called Little Free Libraries. I'd never really heard of them before. We got a picture one. Sorry I did things out of order, guys. But if you can advance over to this image, here is a Little Free Library. And as you can see, it looks kind of like a very big birdhouse constructed on a pole with books inside. And we got a picture of another one here as well. Brock Vintner built a Little Free Library in West Bloomfield. This is a national movement that began in 2009. Little Free Libraries are community gathering spots designed to facilitate the free exchange of books, usually decorated in a small wooden box like you've seen here in our pictures, and right in the neighborhood. They can be found worldwide. The recognition from the Township Board tonight for Brock Vintner is for the Little Free Library that I believe he constructed. We'll talk to him tonight at 3752 Woodview Avenue in West Bloomfield. So I'll drive by there sometime before we get together tomorrow morning, take a picture or two, and hopefully we'll get a chance to say hello to Brock tonight at the Township Board meeting. Certainly also tonight honoring Pastor Jack Freed, who meant so much to our community. You know that if you've been watching us over the past couple of weeks. There's some video of Jack at his breakfast meeting that he would have on Saturday mornings in Kegel Harbor, and some legacy footage we have from him. We're going to put together a little package for him, a brief package, play it tonight at the West Bloomfield Township Board meeting, and he will be recognized, as he should, well-deserved, from the West Bloomfield Township Board. So that'll be happening at tonight's meeting as well. So we had a great story of heroism in our community, and it all happened as a result of an amazing effort by a 7-year-old, Mariah Galloway, who will be recognized. There's Mariah, picture of Mariah Galloway, and I believe her grandmother, and she's going to receive from the West Bloomfield Fire and EMS Service the Community Distinguished Service Award, again presented tonight at the board meeting for Mariah Galloway. So here's the story. Apparently, Mariah's grandmother got stuck underneath their rolling SUV a week or so ago. Reading from a Channel 7 story, she said, so she was picking me up. This is Mariah speaking. She was picking me up from school, and she thought the car was in park, but it was in reverse. She got out, the car started moving, she got stuck, and Mariah helped her out, did all the things that you're supposed to do. She pulled the keys out of the ignition. I mean, that's what a 7-year-old is going to do. And was able to get help, called for help, and we'll get all the details. I'm gonna check in tonight with Mariah at the board meeting and talk to other family members. And her great-grandmother, who was driving, was able to get her foot free after all that assistance. Of course, EMS from West Bloomfield arrived, took her to the hospital, and happy story. And again, you see Mariah right there with her great-grandmother. I'm sure there'll be family members and other people there tonight at the West Bloomfield Township Board meeting. We look forward to meeting her, hearing her heroic tale, and talking to the other family members about this amazing story. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back. A couple of business matters going on in tonight's meeting we'll talk about. It involves some new development here in our area. That and a bunch of other interesting stories. We'll also take a look at a very interesting piece of West Bloomfield history. That coming up in just a moment. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dave Scott. You're watching The Splash Live, and we'll be right back.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
The heart of winter, It beats inside you. It's that thing urging you outside when the forecast calls for snow. Some were born with it. For others, it was carved with care. But for all who take winter to heart, it's time. Feel the rhythm of the season and pursue your Pure in Pure, Michigan.
Hey Laker fans, do you know a friend or neighbor that volunteers in Greater West Bloomfield? We would love to help you recognize them at the 51st Annual Michigan Week Awards. Countless members of the communities of Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and West Bloomfield give their time and talent daily without regard for recognition. You can help recognize these individuals and organizations at our awards breakfast next year on May 12, 2023. Nominate your neighbor or organization starting January 28, 2023. Go to michiganweek.org for details. And now, back to the Splash Live.
And welcome back to the Splash Live. Dave Scott here. Thank you very much for joining us. Tyler Keefe will be in this morning at about 10 o'clock with the Megacast. So it is a Township Board meeting, and if you've not gone or attended one of the Township Board meetings, usually very interesting. Tonight will be a great example, opportunity to see some recognition, some worthy recognitions at the beginning of the meeting. And then the board will move into the business at hand. We'll, of course, have it all live for you here on Civic Center TV. And, I understand this is not the most exciting television, that you can watch, and maybe there's other things in your agenda rather than heading down to town hall to get involved in local government. But for many of us, we love doing this, and I advise you, if you've not recently gone to a township board meeting, it's really interesting. You can find out certainly about the heroes in our community, which we mentioned earlier, and then you can find out what's coming up. It's almost like your own little news report, plus an opportunity to meet the people that are running your township. And it's the same not only in West Bloomfield, but Keego, Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake. We cover all these municipal meetings, either live or otherwise, on Civic Center TV, and we invite you to get down there. So some of the things going on tonight, just reading from the minutes. First of all, it looks like there's going to be some improvements made to maintain and improve Upper Straits Lake, and this involves a number of governmental units working together. There'll be discussion over that tonight. There is going to be a special assessment role, they say, and I don't know who that impacts. I assume it impacts the folks that live in the lake, but that will all be discussed. If you live on Upper Straits Lake and you want to have some comment about this, come on out, public hearing tonight. It's your opportunity to voice your opinion. And my guess is there'll be a number of people who live in Upper Straits Lake making it to tonight's meeting. Discussion has been going on between the planning department and the planning commission about a new development called Edgewood, a 30-unit duplex condominium complex that has been recommended for approval by the Planning Commission, and they're going to be taking that up tonight. This is going to be on a piece of vacant land at Walnut Lake Road, located on the north side of Walnut Lake Road and east of Haggerty and the West Bloomfield Trail. So look for that discussion tonight, and if you have any thoughts or comments about that, let your township board know tonight. Also, they'll be considering a liquor license today. Sounds like we might be getting a new club called Sante at 33210 14 Mile Road, or they're going to be modifying their liquor license. And it says they're asking for a permit to have a live DJ, live music, and other permitted entertainment. So this all works out and it all gets approved. We got another place to go after work and in the evening here in our greater West Bloomfield area. And if you kind of look at that from the other side, you don't want another drinking establishment in West Bloomfield, will show up and let your thoughts be known tonight at the meeting. Very interesting Friday night here in West Bloomfield as we had an amazing basketball game. The West Bloomfield high school basketball team was taking on Birmingham Groves. We got some footage from Friday night's game. We were able to capture the whole game on TV, and maybe you heard Tyler Keith and Xander Woods calling the game, did a great job. It was wonderful to see the Lakers. The basketball program hasn't been doing quite as well as the football program, but they won their first game in the OAA White Division against a very good Groves team, and the final score was 56-49. So we had that coverage for you. We're going to be covering a couple of other games live, and we're splitting between the boys and the girls teams. Both of them very good. The boys team starting to make some noise in the MHSAA, and the girls team, the defending state champions in Division One. So make sure you tune in for all that. It was also a very special night for all of us, especially those of us that have been around West Bloomfield for a long time, as a legendary coach of the West Bloomfield Lakers football and basketball team, Art Patty, was inducted into the West Bloomfield Sports Hall of Fame on Friday night, and it was a lot of fun. Now, Coach Patty was the coach at West Bloomfield when I was in junior high, not when I was in high school, but I did get a chance to see a lot of other West Bloomfield alum there at the game on Friday night. We had a chance to interview a number of people. It was great to see the demographics look look a little bit different in the stands on Friday night. A lot of old Lakers were there wearing their varsity jacket, and certainly honoring Art Patty, the legendary coach of West Bloomfield, inducted into the West Bloomfield Sports Hall of Fame on Friday night. And if you weren't able to be there and you want to see some of that, you can go to civiccentertv.com. All the video is there, and it is also on YouTube. Hey, here's a really nice piece of West Bloomfield area history that I will do my very best with, and we've got to do some more research on this. But I saw this today on Twitter. Let's bring up this image. This is an advertisement from the January 11th, 1950 edition of the old Pontiac Press. That was kind of the precursor, if I have my facts right, of the Oakland Press. And this is a picture of the Rotunda Inn, and they said here on Twitter, the most talked about dining place. This is a really interesting place. So it's on Pine Lake, and it's on the north side of the lake, not too far from Orchard Lake Road, where Orchard Lake Road goes through that curvy part. There's a little marina right along the road, and just as you get north of that, before you get to St. Mary's School, this would be on the right-hand side as you're traveling north, and that building is not there anymore. But it was an amazing restaurant, and it became even more notorious for two big reasons. Other than the Rotunda Inn was like really the joint to go to. Very nice high-end food and a good place to hang out. And there were a lot of banquets and stuff there. But it became Charlie's Crab. And I think, I hope I got this right, we'll go back and check my facts, but I think that was the first Chuck Muir restaurant here in Metro Detroit. It was very successful, very swanky. Of course, the Scott family, we never had an opportunity to go over to Charlie's Crab on Pine Lake, but I think maybe, let me correct myself, maybe once for one very special occasion. But not only was it the first Chuck Muir restaurant, it was also very notable for all of us here in West Bloomfield, because if I have my facts right, it burnt down to the ground, or very close. There were two major fires that I can remember at that location that had a very significant impact on the operation of that restaurant. And eventually Charlie's Crab moved on. Of course, they have an establishment on Woodward, establishment downtown, and the Chuck Muir restaurant family has done incredibly well over the years. That was the swanky place to have seafood back in the day. And what really caught my attention was this post with this ad came from the Oakland History Center, which I should have been more familiar with, but I wasn't. So we're going to continue to check out some of the items. Probably Tyler is a lot more familiar with the Oakland History Center. Of course, we have our Historical Society in West Bloomfield, but here's another great resource for information, historic information about our area in Oakland County. And you can find them easily today with this post about the Rotunda Inn on Twitter, but you can also go to their website and find a lot more really interesting interesting information. I just took a quick look at it this morning, but I'll spend more time with it later. Online, oaklandhistorycenter.org. That's oaklandhistorycenter.org. You'll find all the information about the Rotunda Inn restaurant on Pine Lake back in the 50s and a whole lot more history of our community. We're going to take a break. I'll be back in just a minute. Number of events to cover here and some big announcements of upcoming activities. We'll get to that when we return. Good morning. I'm Dave Scott. Thank you for getting together West Bloomfield and the greater West Bloomfield area. You're watching The Splash Live. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Do you have a child going into kindergarten this fall? The West Bloomfield School District invites you to learn more about kindergarten at the Kindergarten Roundup. Principals and teachers are sharing their important information, including next steps for registration, kindergarten readiness, district-wide services, and more. Each family will also receive a free gift from the Team WB. We can't wait to meet you at the Kindergarten Roundup, Thursday, January 26th at the new West Bloomfield Middle School.
There are many different kinds of noses. Our noses can sniff out all kinds of things. Good things and bad things. Your nose knows if those sniffles are just a cold, allergies, or COVID-19. So swab it. Test it. It's good to know.
Watch Civic Center TV with our brand new live captions. To turn on live captions, go to civiccentertv.com and click Watch Live. In your web browser, click on the Options tab in the top right and find the Accessibilities tab. Then just switch on live captions to heighten your enjoyment of our local programming. Thank you so much for watching Civic Center TV. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us here on The Splash Live. Dave Scott in our Civic Center TV studios. Tyler Keefe will be here in just a couple of minutes with the Megacast. We take a very local look at what's going on our program, and then Tyler, of course, will take a slightly wider look at Oakland County and our region. It's an hour and a half of live local television each and every day for you right here on Civic Center TV. So taking a look online, the Taste of Kego 2.0 Restaurant Week is coming up and is going to be happening on the week of Monday, January 30th until Sunday, February 5th. You can go to kegoharbor.org and then weave your way in and see, as you can see right there on TV, all the different restaurants that'll be featured. I'm getting hungry just looking at it because I love these places. The Harbor Steakhouse, been there forever. Gino's Pizzeria, a classic in Kego. Of course, The Lodge, Jet's Pizza, Donnelly's, Kego, Sushi and Bowl. I've not been there, but I think I've been to every place else here. So the Jaybird, of course, and a whole lot more. So check it out. More information. We'll talk to the folks that put this together certainly before the week's over and get you all ready for Kego Restaurant Week, Taste of Kego 2.0. More information at kegoharbor.org. Some of the other things coming up here, the Daddy-Daughter Dinner Dance is happening. And as you can see on your screen, that happens February 8th and 9th from 6 to 8:30. This year going on at the Jewish Community Center in Metropolitan Detroit. And this is an annual event that's getting bigger and bigger every year that you can take your daughter and have some great bonding between dad and daughter. And if you have multiple daughters, that's okay too. You're going to get all dressed up and put it all together. It's a presentation put on by the West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation, again going on this year at a new location at the Jewish Community Center in Metropolitan Detroit on Maple Road. And it should be a lot of fun. We invite you to head off to the Daddy-Daughter Dance. And again, more information available from West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation. Do you have a child that's going into kindergarten this fall? The Kindergarten Roundup will be held January 26th, coming up this week, 6:30 p.m. at the West Bloomfield Middle School. This is a wonderful opportunity for families to learn more about the West Bloomfield School District's kindergarten experience. Principals and teachers will share important information, including next steps for registering your child. There'll be a free gift available. That's incentive to show up in and of itself from Team WB. Discussions about kindergarten readiness, an explanation and a look into what a typical day in the kindergarten looks like in these days. I remember kindergarten back when we were a kid, but probably a little bit different and maybe even a little bit more high tech now. You'll get details about kindergarten prep, two-year kindergarten, which is available, some of the district-wide services, and a whole lot more. Really important to get your kids off to a good start. There are kindergarten options, but if you live in the area, the West Bloomfield Schools does an amazing job with absolutely everything. So I am sure that their kindergarten program is something you're going to want to become familiar with. Kindergarten registration for in-district families. You need to register for the kindergarten program before March 31st, so you do have a little bit of time to make all this happen. More information is available at wbsd.org/parents/kindergarten. So just head out to the West Bloomfield School District website and you'll find all the information you need. So it is application time for West Bloomfield STEAM Schools of Choice, and that application period is going on from January 23rd today. So it starts today and continues into mid-February. More information about the STEAM program in West Bloomfield, how you can enroll your kids, and how it all works is all available. All you got to do is take your phone and scan that QR code, and you'll have all the information you need. It'll take you right to the website. Just take your phone up there to the TV, scan that QR code, and it will take you right to the STEAM programs for the West Bloomfield School District, and you'll have everything you need, okay? So some of the things going on in and around our community. Also want to mention, we only got a minute or two more before we head off. Just want to mention that we have a really new and exciting program here at Civic Center TV, and you have the opportunity to contribute content to Civic Center TV. And it's really quite easy. So what we've done, given the social media environment, the active social media environment that we have today, is we've created a really easy way for you to upload video to our website. So there's the QR code for that. All you got to do is scan that with your phone, and then if you shoot some video, like I'm going to do tonight at the Township Board meeting, on your phone, upload it to civiccentertv.com to our upload page. We'll capture that video, then we'll incorporate it into our programming. And look, it doesn't need to be a very elegant production. It can be something really simple, like maybe just your pet doing something crazy in the living room, or maybe you've got a lost pet and you want to let people know. If you've got one of your kids, or maybe your mom and dad have done something really amazing, some big news in the family. We've got some really good video that has come from social media about family excursions around the country, around the state of Michigan, for that matter, around the world. Those are great videos. And if you are a business owner and you want to promote your business, here's a really good opportunity, absolutely free. Put together a little video about your business, send it in, upload it to Civic Center TV, and we will share that video with the community as long as we feel it's appropriate to be on our West Bloomfield TV community channel. So it's a whole new feature. We're shifting our programming into a mode where we're turning a little bit into a social media operation. But that's really the tradition of community TV. We're here to let you know what's going on in the community, but we're also here to give you an outlet for your content. And really, given the technology that we have on our phones today, it's so easy. You just get out, shoot something on your phone, and easy to upload it. So we hope you do that and take an opportunity to go to civiccentertv.com So that's about it for me today. I will head off to the West Bloomfield Township Board meeting tonight and really look forward to meeting Brock Vintner, who I hope is there, and find out about his amazing little libraries, and really also want to meet young Mariah Galloway tonight and find out more about her heroic story, saving her great-grandmother, calling for some emergency help at the tender young age of only 7 years old. So very likely we'll have those complete stories to report to you tomorrow morning. If you can make it, head out to the Township Board meeting. Should be an interesting meeting tonight. And all the details about that and the full agenda and everything is, of course, on civiccentertv.com and available via the West Bloomfield Township website. Hey, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really good to be with you. And Tyler Keefe coming up next. Have a great day. See you tomorrow morning right here on Civic Center TV.
My Michigan TV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV,